Hello, I'm Frances Fox, and I'm a trained remote viewer. And I'm here to give you your weekly horoscopes in a week in which we're going to have a partial lunar eclipse that will be on the 16th. Supposedly one of the most powerful astrological influences of the year. Lunar influences, particularly eclipse, have a lot to do with emotions. So I'm going to start by reading something that was a conversation with my particular masters and gods, which are the dolphins. And it was about December 21st, 2012. The conversation took place on November 25th, 2012, in other words, a month prior. I asked the dolphins, are we going to be invaded on the 21st of December? And the dolphins answered, we're already in that process. The mutilated dolphins in the Gulf of Mexico are an indicator of the level of unnecessary violence we will experience. That's happening now. This was 2012. They continued, a channel of light has opened that connects the left shoulder in the human energy system to the Pleiades. That's a group of planets. And it goes from the back of the mouth to the left shoulder. The channel curves this way and plucks people away from harm. But there's a channel of darkness that's now in the process of aligning with planet Earth. It will be totally aligned with planet Earth for those famous 8 minutes on the 21st of December 2012 at 2 p.m. This channel is like the causal energy body. It's a highway of energy, and anyone can use it because its intention is to enter planet Earth quickly. After the 8 minutes on December 21st, 2012 at 2 p.m., it closes again, and then it's more difficult for other beings from other planets to enter planet Earth. But what will enter that day will be enough to change the battle between light and dark. And I said, I suspect the change is not good for those of us who prefer for the light to win. And they respond, correct. And it will sway and influence even those who are good and have resisted the negative. It will be hard for anyone to stay centered in the new ambiance on planet Earth after those 8 minutes on that very famous day. Best to do your difficult work on your personal life now when you're not full of holes. This was back in 2012. I asked them what was going to happen when I share this with people, which I did in 2012. Not a lot of attention was paid. And they said they wanted to remind me that these masters, these gods, the dolphins, at that time they were at the Miami Aquarium, and I can speak with them telepathically, they had told me about the earth changes and the natural catastrophes, and nobody wanted to listen then either. So they said, just believe in what it is that you have witnessed, and then decide if you want to share it. I shared it then, but I'm sharing it again today. Because since 2 or 3 weeks ago, we have definitely been in an energy of darkness that if we're not careful, it will envelop us. You need to stay very connected to your instincts, which come from the heart chakra, not your intellect, which comes from the head. And you need to remember that sometimes the science that we have so honored have not really had the answers that we have needed for this time. In the Bible, they call this end times, and the Mayans said that the world as we knew it would come to an end, and it did. But we haven't made enough adjustments to the people that we respect and that we pay attention to. And what I'm encouraging you to do is to respect yourself more, to respect what your heart is telling you. Remember, the Greeks said that the most important intelligence was the intelligence of the heart, not the intelligence of the head. So let's go into what are going to be the energies of the week, this most important week. And I'm holding up your signs because a lot of people complained that they couldn't find them easily in the last video I did. So Aries, what's going on this week from the 15th. You never thought it would reach this point to where people would actually be listening to you, that you would be leading the parade. You're uncomfortable and yet you're secretly pleased. You need to know that 2 generations back in your family, there was a person that you are related to by blood that was in the same position that you're in today. And that if you go through your family history and ask those that are still alive, that are much older than you, you will find who that person is. You will find out that person's life. And from it, you will get some information that will be like advice on how you should handle your newfound power from here forward. Taurus, in Spanish. You are profoundly affected by everything that you are realizing and recognizing in your dreams. And you don't know what to do because they don't match what's happening on the physical dimension. What do you do with that? Who do you discuss this with? Unfortunately, there's been so little respect for other dimensional information that you don't really have anybody you can discuss it with. You certainly can't discuss it with your medical doctor because he might prescribe some kind of medication that would put you back to sleep, which is not what you want. You can't discuss it really with your religious leaders, as I suspect they won't be able to help you. So what you have to do is you need to go inward. You need to do what the Greeks said and place value and respect on something that is inside of you and that can give you the answers. What you cannot do is put the information, those dreams, to one side and continue to live life as if this had nothing to do with your life on the physical dimension. Remember, we're in Revelations, and most people are not aware that Revelations includes the lifting of veils between your life on the physical dimension and your spirit life, which is your astral body, in the other dimensions. Now they need to meet, and those dreams have to do with your spirit life, which is not going to stay inside that closet with the door closed. Gemini. Who knew? Who knew that you could be overstimulated by other dimensional happenings? Who knew that your psychic abilities would augment even more? Who knew? What do you do with all of this? You're confused, you're confounded, you're getting in information a mile a minute and you have no place to put it, just like Taurus. You need to write down your dreams. You need to write down the things that are happening in a waking state in one notebook, not pieces of paper flying around the way you usually do. And then you need to go back and read it. And then you need to go back and reread it again. And then you need to go back and read it in sequence. And you will see that there is a storyline developing, which is really you getting information about your spirit in the other dimensions that is now trying to come together with you so that you can work together. When they say, may the force be with you, they're talking about your spirit, your astral body. And once you work together and you face life in the same direction together, you become a lot more powerful. Those dreams, those happenings are aligning you with yourself. Don't ignore it. Cancer. You have a lot of karmic credits. You've been trying to help people forever. Most people have considered you a victim and have kicked you into a corner for being too soft or being too sweet or crying too much or whatever. Now that is all changing because all of those attitudes on your part were based on your ability to see what was going on with people psychologically, emotionally, and spiritually. Now that we're in Revelations and those veils have lifted, that part of everybody's life turns out to be incredibly important. And they know nothing about it. You go to the doctor, you get medicated, you go to the priest or the rabbi, and they give you a storyline that was written 2,000 years ago and has nothing to do with modern life. You have a lot of answers. It's your time. And all those karmic credits are going to protect you so that you can deliver the same thing you've been trying to deliver since the day you were born. Good luck with your teachings. Leo, if you could just get out of your own way, things would go so well. You have this literal spirit on your right shoulder that keeps whispering in your ear to make you insecure, to make you angry at people that you have no reason to be angry with, to tell you that those people are doing things behind your back when it's not true. This spirit has gotten so much power in the last 23 months. So go from the month of July 2019, go back 23 months and see what broke you 23 months ago. You had an experience. It broke you. A portal, a door was opened. This spirit came in, and it is now a permanent attachment on your right shoulder. Wouldn't be surprised if you don't have problems in your right shoulder, your right neck. Now, this part of your body, right head, right shoulder, right arm, approximately half of your right breast, has everything to do with prosperity. Prosperity means to have what you need. So chances are you don't have what you need, because this spirit is ensuring that you get the wrong information, that you not be able to work with anyone else. So align yourself with people that know how to remove spirits. But for now, we offer you this mantra. Please, God, help me with my intention to be prosperous now. And simply asking to be prosperous, which is asking for this to become healthy, will change this vibration, and perhaps you'll be able to get that spirit to drop off. This is associated with the earth element. The more time you spend leaning up against a tree, which has the element of earth, the quicker you're going to get this thing to release itself from your energy system. Virgo, earth. You really need to stop fighting with yourself. Everybody around you that thinks you're ill-humored and fighting with everybody, they don't know how much you fight with yourself. They don't know how much you argue with yourself. They don't know how much you beat up on yourself. You also have an entity that has attached here. This is your thymus area, which is in medicine associated with the immune system. In alternative medicine, in metaphysics, it's associated with your health. It's actually called, it's in control of your health aura, your etheric body. And you have an entity there of depression. This needs to be released because your entire health immune system is being depressed by this entity that has completely attached to it and is controlling this. We suggest that you breathe green light into this area when you do your mantras or your prayers, that you tap there. And there is an aromatherapy called Valor, Valor. I do not remember the company that makes it, but if you look up Valor aromatherapy, you will find it. I suggest you purchase it, and that you put 3 drops here together with coconut oil, that you also put it on your wrists. You smell it, and you allow your immune system to absorb the essences that are in that formula, and I believe it will be a nice part of you healing something that eventually is going to take you to becoming ill on the physical dimension. Libra, and you thought the planets were finally going to leave you alone. The planets have beaten you to a pulp. They've allowed you to stand up. They've beaten you again. You've fallen down. You stand up again. And they're not going to be beating on you anymore. If you have finally understood what makes you happy, and even if you're not there yet, if you have finally decided that you're going to go for what makes you happy, not what brings in more money, and not what other people support or what other people believe you should be doing, Libra. If you are aligned with what makes you happy, the planets are never going to be that ugly to you again, Libra. They've been really bad. Scorpio. That's how you spell it in Spanish. You have something you want to do. It's a secret, but it's not really that secret. People around you know it. You're just afraid of what they're going to say. You're afraid to move forward and have them going, what are you doing? Why are you creeping towards the door? What you need to do is have an organized plan that will make sense to people that do not have your ability to see the future or your ability to perceive what is right in the other dimensions. So you write kind of like a business plan, some kind of a plan that will make sense to people of limited vision. And they'll go, oh, that's what you want? Oh, that's not so crazy. Knowing that if you told them your entire plan, they would absolutely not support you and would absolutely think that you had lost it. You're in a position that everybody's going to be in very soon, which is you're going to have to make a decision. Do you integrate what you know instinctively into your plans, into your decisions, into your choices, and then end up in the right places? Or do you continue to pretend that the other dimensions are not really that important, it's just in your head, and you continue to make decisions based on the reality of the physical dimension? I suspect you're not going to do that much longer, and I suspect that you may be a leader in teaching people how to shift their consciousness so that they can be aligned with this new world in which we have to deal with a life on the physical dimension with these old rules that are totally unsophisticated spiritually, and this new world that takes into consideration that those dimensions are a lot more important than we were ever taught they were. I suspect you'll be one of the people that's going to help others to understand that and to align with it quickly so that their lives don't end up at the bottom of a pit that we call hell. Sagittarius, did you get it finally? Did you finally get it? You need to stop looking at other people. You need to look at your life. You need to take care of your life. And mainly, you need to look inward. What happened to all that savvy? What happened? You were looking too much at what was going on with other people in the physical dimension. And you didn't pay enough attention to what it is that you wanted, to the creation of your reality. You looked at what other people were creating, or you thought that they were creating. You looked at their successes or what you thought were their successes. And you forgot about yourself. You have to be front and center. Ask God to send you a dream in which He gives you a shortcut to success. Not the long road, not the back road, shortcut. Hop, skip, and a jump. And I think He's going to give it to you. Okay? Ask for it in a dream or in a dream state. Capricorn. Earth element. So who are you finally? Are you all those things you thought you were when you were growing up and you had all those wishes and wants and dreams? Or that person that did grow up and had all those things and then decided that maybe that wasn't still making you happy? Who are you? I can tell you that the reason you also got so beaten up by the planets is because they wanted for you to be ready at what's going to happen in exactly 6 weeks, 6.5 weeks from today. And today is the 15th of July. No, today is the 14th of July. That is when I am doing these horoscopes. 6.5 weeks exactly from today, you are going to need to be not only aligned with yourself, you're going to need to be aligned with your mission. Because it's going to be presented to you on a platter, not a silver one, a golden one, having to do with the golden age. And if you are playing games and not sure who you are, why you were born, what you're doing, why you went through all of that, you may take a pass or not understand what you're getting presented with. Or you may start to play games to get in control. 6.5 weeks, you have to be real clear so that when it gets presented, you'll go, I'll take it. What do I need to do? Good luck, Capricorn. Aquarius. Air sign, not a water sign like everybody feels. You are at the top of a mountain, but you're getting jealous of the people that are at the bottom because they seem to have more than what you have, and you think that you should have at least what they have, if not more, because after all, you think so clearly. Actually, on the physical dimension, having a lot at this point is very handicapping. And those who have less and can travel quickly and lightly are going to be better positioned in this time of unexpected natural catastrophes and political chaos and just plain craziness. So be careful with being jealous of those who have more, because that they have, that they will try to hang on to, may be the cause of their demise, whether it's professionally, emotionally, spiritually, or actually physically. Be okay with not having all these physical burdens, mortgages, homes, properties, furniture, responsibilities. That means you can travel quickly. And that is an asset you were supposed to have at this time, Aquarius. Pisces, you had your wonderful happening. You had the planets remove from you an evil energy entity that had been placed there to stop you from doing your work. You feel different. You feel weird. You feel, you're radiating gold from the inside out. But you're not quite ready to accept that those ugly times that in your head translated into sometimes complete craziness, that those times are over. They are over. We suggest the mantra, please God help us, with our intention to align with our prosperous mission, because your biggest handicap has been taken care of, Pisces. And you're going to be able to have everything that you want if you get out of your own way. My name is Frances Fox. I strongly suggest you get an analysis done of your aura, which we do through a photograph. It is advertised on our website, francesfox.com. And I would wish that you would know Spanish, because today we started by putting up some rituals that we know are going to help you create a better reality. There are rituals that include our video of the Merkaba vibration that has the dolphin swimming, and it's 8 hours long. And you can beam that video at photographs of the people that you love or projects that need to be healed or need to be given strength. Literally have a photograph or even the name on a paper, and from either the TV or from your computer, beam those elements in the water, the energy of the dolphins and the vibration of the Merkaba, and use it as a ritual to change the energies of whatever it is that is important to you. You can also put a photograph of yourself, and that is up in Spanish on our website, francesfox.com. Thank you for being with me. And I know these are very different type horoscopes, but as a remote viewer, I don't usually choose what it is that I see or what it is that I hear. And it's my obligation to simply give it to you. Seems to be working up till now. Have a great week and have a great eclipse.